Good morning, students. Welcome to online class for strength of materials. In this video, we will discuss about the deflection of beams. So, the beam, when a load is placed on that, it tends to deflect or sag. So, the deflections are play significant role in design of structures and in machines. If a floor beams or joints deflect too far, the plaster on the ceiling under them may crack although damaged. So it is very important to calculate the deflection and the slope on the beams. So the mostly used analytical method to calculate the slope and deflections are the three methods like double integration method or Macaulay's method, moment area method, and conjugate beam method. Double integration method and Macaulay's method are more or less same. So it is the important method to find out slope and deflection, and also the easiest method. Here we do not need any formulas to calculate this. So let me see some problem in Macaulay's method. See this problem. A steel girder of uniform section 14 meters long is simply supported at its ends. It carries concentrated loads of 90 kilonewton and 60 kilonewton at two joints, and 2.3 meters and 4.5 meters from the two ends respectively. Calculate first one the deflection of the girder at the points under the two loads. They are given a moment of inertia I equal to 64 into 10 power minus 4 meter power 4, and Young's modulus E equal to 210 into 10 power minus 6 kilonewton per meter square. And second one, they are asking the maximum deflection. Okay, by reading and understand the given question, after you draw the diagram for this question, here in this question they clearly give a it is a simply supported beam and it has 14 meters. So we draw one simply supported beam and we give name it as A and B, and then it carries a concentrated load of 90 kilonewton and 60 kilonewton at 2 points, 3 meter and 4.5 meter. So from the left end on first 3 meter, we place one concentrated load of 90 kilonewton, and the next one is 60 kilonewton at 4.5 meter from the two ends respectively. So 4.5 meter is from the right end. Okay, so from the left end 3 meter 90 kilonewton and 4.5 meter from the right end. Okay, because they are giving two supports. Remember the point in this question, they given from the two ends 3 meter and 4.5 meter from the two ends. So we select one end as 3 meter and other end as 4.5 meter to put the concentrated loads of 90 kilonewton and 60 kilonewton. Let we go for solution. So first write down the data given from the problem. Length, overall length of the span L equal to 14 meter, and moment of inertia I equal to 61 into 10 power minus 4 meter power 4, Young's modulus E equal to 210 into 10 power 6 kilometer per meter square. So here don't change any unit. Let keep it as meter and kilonewton as it is. So it is very easy for us because if we convert into meter means the number of digits of answer is very high. So it comes like a 10 power 16 like this. So just you keep as it is kilonewton and meter as a unit. And next, take RA and RB be the reactions of the support A and B respectively. So first in first step you have to calculate the reaction forces for the simply supported beam. Reaction forces for the simply supported beam. See the diagram. Taking moment about A, we get taking moment about A, we get RB, RB into 14. So from right side, I take RB into 14 mm equal to 90 into 90 kilonewton into 3 meter plus 60 kilonewton into total 9.5 meter. So 60. So from that concentrated load, how much distance it covers to the left hand side A. So similarly from 90 to its left hand side A is the distance covered by this 90 kilonewton to the A point, that is the point C to A is 3 meter. Similarly for 60 kilonewton the point D to point A is 9.5 meter. So I take this and after calculating this I get 840. So this 840 is divided by this 14 and finally we get RB equal to 60 kilonewton. And next one, RA plus RB equal to total load acting on the SSB. So RA plus RB, the total load is 90 kilonewton and 60 kilonewton, two concentrated loads only. So I just simply add these two and get 150. So from this 150, we already calculate the RB value. Substitute the RB value here. So RA equal to 150 minus 60 equal to 90 kilonewton. So we get now RB equal to 60 kilonewton and RA equal to 90 kilonewton. Take this two reaction forces and draw the diagram and substitute the values here. RA equal to 90 kilonewton, RB equal to 60 kilonewton. Next, after finding the reaction forces in Mechelson's method, we find out the bending moment equation. It is the important step in Mechelson method. So listen carefully. Take the diagram. Here you draw one dotted line. Consider any section in the length of the beam that is called XX at a distance of X from the NDA. So from this NDA, you take any distance that is too far from the left hand side, take that section as XX. Okay, by this XX write the bending moment equation. So mx bending moment equation, mx equal to ea into d square y by dx square equal to this RA, left hand side RA, this 90 into x, same thing, load into distance. That formula is used here. So 90 into x, here the 90 kilonewton is reacted upwards. So it is positive in bending moment. If a concentrated load is acting upward means it comes in positive. So 90 into x, total the distance is up to the x-axis, x distance. So we take 90 into x. Next, this 90 kilonewton, the concentrated load acting top of the span, that is in point C. This 90 kilonewton, its distance is, we don't know, just you forget this 6.5 and 4.5, just you take this 90 kilonewton is, its distance is x minus 3 because x is the total distance from a point to this xx dash. So I subtract this 3. So we get the intermediate distance from 90 kilonewton. So we put minus 90 into x minus 3. Next step. Similarly, we have another point load which is acting on top of the beam. So on top of the beam, here concentrated load is acting means in simply supported beam, in bending moment calculation we put negative sign. Similarly in 90, here 90 kilonewton, so minus 60 into its distances. We know already the total distance is here x. So x minus 6.5 plus 3 is here 9.5. So here we put minus 60 into x minus 9.5. Okay, do carefully students, this is the main equation to solve the remaining steps. Okay, so first one, I I tell this step again. RA equal to 90 kilonewton. This 90 kilonewton acting towards upwards, so it is positive. So 90 into the total distance from the x dash. This section is x, unknown value x. I take unknown value as x. So 90 into x, and another from C point, the load is acting on top. So I put minus, so minus 90 into its distance from C to this x dash is this total distance x minus this 3. And similarly for 60, so minus 60 x minus 6.5 plus 3 is 9.5, so x minus 9.5. This is equation 1. This is the bending moment equation. If you once integrate the bending moment equation, means you get the slope equation, and again you integrate the slope equation, means you get the deflection equation. Okay, so this bending moment equation is the most important equation in Maclaurin's method. So I integrate the first equation to get the slope equation here. So I take from EI equal to d square y by dx square is integrated, and it comes like dy by dx equal to, I integrate the 90x. So we take 90 as 90, and x is integrated, becomes x square by 2. So this 2 and this 90 is cancelled. So we get 45x square plus C1. This is constant. This constant is must put begin the next to the first one. Okay, first session. Begin next to the first session. Don't add in the last. So it is in first session. This is a constant value, and next one is here 90 into x minus 3. This 90 into x minus 3. We take 90 as it is, and x minus 3 is a one whole term. So take this x minus 3 is taken as x. So this is x square by 2. Similarly, it is also this 90x only. So divided by 2, we have 1 2 here. So 2 and 90 is cancelled. Similarly, we get minus 45 x minus 3 the whole square. Similarly, here 60 x minus 9.5. This whole term is taken as x. So x square by 2. Here also we have 1 2 here. So 2 and the 60 is cancelled. We get 30 into x minus 9.5 whole square. Take it as equation number 2. This equation is known as slope equation. Again, we integrate the slope equation to get deflection. EI into dy by dx. This dy by dx is integrated and it comes. We get to y. So EI into y equal to here 45x square. You integrate the x square, means it comes x cube by 3. So I divided this 45 by the 3 value. So I get 45 by 3 means becomes 15. So 15x cube plus this constant. Integrate the constant means we get 1x. So C1 into x plus another constant added here, C2. Similarly, this term x minus 3 whole square, if you integrate means x minus 3 the whole cube by 3. Here also 1 3 coming. So 45 divided by 3 means 15. So minus 15 x minus 3 the whole cube. Similarly, here 30. So 30 means x minus 9.5 whole square by 3. Here also minus 9.5 whole cube divided by 3. So this 3 and this 30 is cancelled, and we get 10 x minus 9.5 whole cube. This is the deflection equation. In the next step, after finding the bending moment equation, and if you integrate this, you get one slope equation. Again, integrating the slope equation, we get deflection equation. After this step, we go to boundary conditions to find out the value of constants C1 and C2. So you take the boundary condition for the simply supported beam where the deflections is 0 in SSB. At the last end, if there is any support on that end, means on that place the slope is 0. because in A point the slope is 0, in B point also. It is the last two ends, so in the last two ends there is no any slopes here. So slope is 0, slope is denoted as the letter Y. So slope is 0 here. So when x is 0, that is there is no any distance, that x is 0, the y is also 0, then the slope is also 0. And when this x, the distance is goes to the last end, 14 meter, on the place is also the deflection is 0. So I take two boundary condition when x is equal to 0, y equal to 0, and when x is equal to 14, on that time also y equal to 0. So I substitute this first first boundary condition x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 in the deflection equation ei into y equal to, in this deflection equation I get the value here C2 equal to 0. So here listen the wordings substituting the first boundary condition, that is x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 in equation 3. In equation 3, and considering the equation up to the first dotted line, considering this deflection equation to the first dotted line only, because this 90 kilonewton is only acting the left hand side at x equal to 0 point. So we take this first 90 kilonewton values up to this first dotted line. So only we take up to the first dotted lines. Here the text is given considering the equation up to the first dotted line, x equal to 0 lies in the first part of the beam. Finally we get the value for that C2 equal to 0. Then we substitute the second boundary condition x equal to 14 meter and y equal to 0 in same third equation, and substitute the C2 equal to 0 is in that equation also. Finally you get the value C1 equal to minus 1448.84. This is constant, so don't put any unit here. So we get C2 and C1 values. Hence, now you substitute this C1 and C2 value in deflection equation. Finally, you get the deflection equation for any section in the beam. We get EI into Y equal to 15x cube, C1 into x. C1 is, we found one value 144.884 into x. Similarly here plus C2, C2 is 0, okay, neglected. Next one is minus 15 x minus 3 the whole cube. See here, minus 15 x minus 3 the whole cube minus 10 into x minus 9.5 whole cube. This is the deflection equation of the beam at any point. In this question, they are asking what is the deflection at C point and what is the deflection at D point. So we first found what is the deflection at the C point. So at C point, the total distance is, take from left side, the total distance from the C point is only 3 meter. So put x equal to 3 meter in the deflection equation that you find in the last step. So put x equal to 3 in deflection equation. EI into YC equal to 15 into x cube. That is the equation 15 into x cube. So we take 15 into 3 cube minus C1 value is 1448.84 into that x value is 3 again. And remaining terms is here 3 and 3. This one is fully 0. And we get the value finally here. Listen carefully student, this is deflection at the point C only, up to the point C only. So this equation 15x cube minus 1448.84x, this is up to the point C, because this 90 is up to the point C value only. This 90 is up to the another distance 6.5 meter. So you take only this RA reaction steps. So this RA reaction is come from 15x cube minus this constant value only. So we substitute the 3 value up to the first dotted line. So we take up to the first dotted line only. Finally, we get the deflection at the C point yc equal to, by solving the equation, we get minus 2.93 mm. So downward deflection, if the answer comes in negative means it is the downward deflection. So finally, you write the answer downward deflection point C equal to 2.93 mm. Similarly, you have to find out the YD, deflection at YD. So what is the total distance to the point D from the left end? See here 6.5 plus 3, total distance is 9.5. So put x equal to 9.5 meter in the same final deflection equation. We get 15 into 9.5 whole cube minus C1 values minus 1.1448.84 into 9.5 minus 15 into 9.5 minus 3000 cube. So by solving the equation, you get YD equal to minus 3.73 mm. You in your calculator you get minus 0.00378 meter. This answer will come in meter only. You finally convert that meter into mm. Final answer 3.73 mm. So it is also come in negative. So that it is also on downward deflection. Downward deflection of beam at point D equal to 3.73 mm. And also in second point in the problem, they are asking what is the maximum deflection occurred on the beam. To find out the maximum deflection, first we have to find out the maximum deflection position. So what is let us assume that the deflection will be maximum at section between C and D, because on simply supported beam the maximum deflection occurred in the averagely in middle part only. So we take just assume our maximum deflection occur at C and in between the C and D points. Um, when the maximum deflection occurs on that place, the slope is zero. That is the condition, because in maximum deflection the beam will sag like this. So in the maximum deflection point, the slope line will come horizontally. So there is no any slope in maximum deflection point. So we take that condition and we solve the value here. We already found the slope equation EA into dy by dx. That is the in second equation EI into dy by dx equal to, see the second equation here. This is the second equation EA into dy by dx 45x square plus C1 into minus 45x minus 3 whole cube. So in this equation, to find out the position of maximum deflection point. So here just to write the equation and finally you put 0 here. In this equation finally you put the 0 value. In this equation your unknown value is this x1 here. So 45x square. So neglect this term, because EI dy by dx is neglect this term here. So take this intermediate equation and finally solve this. You get x equal to 6.87 meter. So from the left end, because we take all the values from the left end only, so our x is also from the left end. So the maximum deflection point from the left end is 6.87 meter. So take this value 6.87 meter as the distance and find out the deflection value. Put the 6.87 meter in the deflection equation. EI into Y max, maximum deflection equal to, same in deflection equation you substitute the value and finally you get 4.43 mm. your calculator value is 0.0043 meter, you convert into mm, and you get minus 4.43 mm. The final answer, downward deflection, maximum downward deflection at the this SSB is 4.43 mm at the distance of 6.87 meter from the left end. From the left end 6.87 meter, we get 4.43 mm maximum deflection of this beam. This is the final solution the, of this SSB. Thank you, students. I hope you everyone practice this problem. Thank you.